It wasn't really about a Coca-Cola. It was the moment I realized I'd spent my whole life swallowing humiliation, and my body finally refused to do it again. I'm 20. My sister is 26. And for as long as I can remember, I felt like the odd one out in my own family. Not in a dramatic movie version way, more like a constant drip of little messages that always landed on me. I was the slower one, the weirder one, the one who got blamed first, laughed at first, and comforted last if I got comforted at all. When I was a kid, I didn't have the language for any of this. I just knew I felt like I was always performing in front of an audience that wanted me to mess up. And as I got older, it didn't fade, it got sharper. In my early teens, my mental health was bad. I tried to ask for help the only way I knew how. I told my parents I wanted to see a psychologist because something was wrong. I wasn't trying to be dramatic. I was trying to be honest. And they ignored me, not just once, but in a way that taught me I wasn't worth taking seriously. Even in my own bedroom, I felt alone. I shared a room with my sister, and there were nights I cried myself to sleep while she just stayed silent. No, are you okay? No, do you want to talk? Just nothing. Maybe she didn't know what to do, but when you're a teenager spiraling, that silence doesn't feel neutral. It feels like confirmation. Now, I'm an adult, and the dynamic never really changed. The passive-aggressive comments are still there. The laughter when I say something is still there. It's like I'm the family joke that never gets retired. And my sister, whether she thinks it's harmless or whether she likes the power of it, teases me in a way that feels targeted. She knows I'm sensitive. She knows I cry easily. And it often feels like she wants to pull that reaction out of me, like it's entertainment, like it proves I'm still the difficult one. Then yesterday at dinner, the smallest, stupidest thing happened. My mother implied I'd drunk almost the entire Coca-Cola. I hadn't even touched it, but the second she said it, it was like my whole childhood flashed in my head, being blamed automatically for something I didn't do again. I felt that familiar anger, and also this exhausted, heavy feeling of course it's me. My sister jumped in immediately. Jokes, teasing, basically calling me a liar without saying the word. And something in me snapped. Not in a I want to destroy you way, in a I cannot keep letting you poke at this wound and then act surprised when I bleed way. I didn't choose a calm, mature sentence. I told her to go fuck herself. Right there, in front of my parents. They were shocked. My sister acted like I was insane for reacting and said I shouldn't be upset over a Coca-Cola. And that was the part that made me feel like I was living in a parallel reality, because I wasn't upset over soda. I was upset over years of being treated like the designated target, so I said it out loud. It wasn't about the Coca-Cola. I was fed up with how they treated me. Today, my mother came into my room and told me my behavior was awful and that I should control myself. And honestly, I agree that the way I exploded was awful. I hate that I gave them the easiest story to tell. Look how she acts, instead of asking the harder question of why I got pushed there. Then my mother told me to apologize to my sister. I've been thinking about it all day. Part of me knows an apology for the yelling would be the socially correct thing. But another part of me feels like apologizing without anything else changing would just reset the cycle. Like, I'd be admitting my reaction is the only problem, while their years of needling, blaming, and dismissing stay invisible. I tried to explain it. I tried to say I don't like the jokes, that my sister does it to provoke me or hurt me. My mother literally turned her back and left the room. That moment felt like the whole story of my life in one gesture. I speak, and they walk away. So now I'm stuck between two truths. Truth 1. I shouldn't have yelled and cursed like that at dinner. Truth 2. I don't regret finally refusing to play my assigned role as the quiet punchline. And I'm not going to pretend there wasn't a spark of relief in me. For once, I didn't swallow it. For once, I didn't cry silently and let them carry on. Something changed in that moment, not because I won, but because I finally showed them I have a line. If they bring it up again, I don't want to shrink. I want to say what I think, what I've always felt, and what years of pent-up anger have turned into. Clearly, so much of what happens feels meant to get a reaction out of me. But I don't want to be the version of myself that's easy to toy with anymore. My whole family thinks I'm wrong, and I don't have close friends I can ask. That makes it harder because it feels like being outnumbered in your own head. Here's where I land. I can be wrong for the delivery and still be right about the message. I can acknowledge that telling my sister to go fuck herself was inappropriate, while refusing to apologize in a way that erases the bigger issue. If I do apologize, I want it to be specific. I shouldn't have said that at dinner. Not, I'm sorry for being upset. Not, I'm sorry for ruining the mood. And definitely not anything that gives them permission to keep treating me like a target. The lesson I'm taking from this is that suppressing pain doesn't make me more mature. It just makes the explosion bigger later. And if I'm going to have boundaries, I need to say them before I hit my breaking point. Because if I wait until I'm drowning, all that comes out is panic and rage. So, am I the asshole for losing it at my sister in front of my parents?